And if you have any questions, we can all share together and see what we can do for some interaction so we can learn from each other.
Wow, Master Marco, I haven't seen you in ages. It's been so long, right? Seriously, have you gone somewhere to get rich and don't need to work anymore? Now you have to get back to work. Everything has to be done. Okay, it's a new big job. It's this job. It's just this room in Enfe. In fact, it's just a Bincock Road. What's your favorite Bincock Road? It's a Bincock Road. That's right. And home. One of our owners asked us to help him reinstall it. It's almost the same. That is after the inside is dismantled and then turned over. You will be in a lock after you turn over. It's just to add 2 more floors and 2 rooms. Because that's why. Let's make an extension. Just outside the living room is the extension. And opposite the garden. We expanded by 5 meters. Wow, this is the original binge stove. Well, then we really added another layer and then expanded it to 5 points and 10 points. So it's okay. Actually, today we're not just okay. That's it. Let's take a look at the house. Also, I want to mention that today we have an appointment with a heat pump specialist to discuss installing a heat pump in this house. Right? So we're going to do a survey. What is it? I want to ask you, actually, we've had some inquiries before about heat pumps, and they're becoming more and more popular now. Can you introduce to everyone what a heat pump is?
Let's start with a simple introduction. Everyone wonders, how much does it cost to install a heat pump? Naturally, the size of each house and homeowner needs vary, and every house needs to meet its specific requirements. We must assess first for efficiency, right? For a house, we're doing a back extension and loft conversion. This house is about 2,000 SQFT. The specialist quoted 14,000, 15,000. A government grant is available. Apply for EPC and DPC. The specialist must recommend for the grant up to 7,500. Daxi, let's do it 1 by 1 sign extension, light love conversion. So this house, when it's done, should be around 2,000 square feet based on my estimation. I just had a chat with the specialist and their quote is around $14,000 to $15,000. However, there's a government grant available with 2 things, EPC and DPC, that you can apply for. For this, the specialist needs to come in, make it and make recommendations for the government grant, which can go up to a maximum of $7,500. I heard that this is attractive. If the house is bigger and they need more work, and if the capacity is larger, then the cost will vary. We need to wait for their final calculation to confirm, including an overall heat loss calculation for the house. If improved, your EPC could rise from F to C or higher. Need their calculation to confirm. Install an air source heat pump, right? Replace all the old double glazed or single glazed windows and doors with modern double glazed ones to cut heat loss. Cutting heat loss is key for drier, better ventilated rooms needing more windows. Thus, modern double glazed windows and doors are needed. External insulation also cuts heat loss. Based on some worst case scenarios, if they make improvements, then of course your EPC might go from an F to a C, or it could even be higher, but we need their professional calculation to know for sure. First, we need to install an air source heat pump, right? It's best to start by replacing all the old double glazed or single glazed windows and doors with modern double glazed ones to reduce heat loss. Reducing heat loss is a big reason because every house and every room wants to be drier and better ventilated, right? So naturally, you need more windows, which means you need up-to-date double glazed windows and doors. Another thing to reduce heat loss is to do external insulation. This render is based on something I and the specialist said, which is a simple conversation. He suggested that it should be roughly done, preferably 70 to 100 mil. Of course, there must also be other factors such as heat loss, because it seems that this house will be able to achieve this. When it comes to love conversion, we all mentioned to him whether it is better to do warm or cold. What about 2 things? There are different out of my surprise art, but he and I are the same. Cold roofs are better because every heat loss gap is there. Many have heard of cold and warm roofs, but might not know their differences. Explain the technical differences between warm and cold roofs. A warm roof has insulation on top of the flat roof joists. This insulation is about a 150 millimeter thick. Materials like Kingspan comply with building regulations. A cold roof has insulation between the roof joists. Since roof joists are wood, there might be slight variations, so we need to be careful when placing insulation. Significant gaps need addressing. Do you mean to make a reduces it contain contention? Do you mean to warm roof first? It's that insulation placed on top of that flat roof joist. What's this insulation? Typically 150 millimeter thick. Senate, Kingspan. These are so good. Comply rebuilding regulation insulation. So if the cold roof is put, that insulation is placed in the middle of the roof joist, because after all, our roof joist, because it is the relationship between the wood and each wood, there may be some discrepancies. She is not necessarily worth losing. So when to put insulation, we have to be extra careful. If his gag is particularly big, we will take care of it. To minimize heat loss as much as possible, the first step is to comply with regulations. Then, if the air pump specialist says we need to add another layer or whatever, we need to compare and ensure that we can maximize the efficiency of the air source heat pump, both financially and in terms of performance. Actually, air source heat pumps are quite interesting because they utilize natural energy sources from the environment.
Oh, what is this environment like? In fact, it has many natural sources of energy and energy. One of them is air, and there is air. We all have air sources. One of them is underground water.
But for the requirements of geothermal heating, it is more difficult to install because at the second stage, it needs to be grounded. And it needs to be X number of deep. And then you have to see what the environment is like. Because in the UK, everyone has seen a lot of right chocks near Brighton. So there are many places in the UK with right chocks. So we need to fight them. The collector is underground, right? In many situations, it can be really difficult and impractical. So this air source heat pump converts heat from the air into energy, which means you won't need to use a boiler anymore. I just double checked with him about this because in the case of installing an air source pump, you might not need a boiler at all. It wouldn't be surprising if I heard that wrong, but you really shouldn't need a boiler. Just think about it. A boiler in China can cost several £1,000s. Furthermore, it does not have a government grant. In terms of your running course, in the long run, the air source is actually a lot more environmentally friendly. In addition, the boiler may be very expensive, according to the guest, in the future. This may be due to some big environmental reasons. So many people are slowly falling in love with this boiler opportunity. Yes, because in fact, the heat pump is the best.
For those who really care about being eco-friendly, it's a really good choice. The other thing, of course, is the second one, because there is something that can be cut. That is that energy, that cost, that is flat, that is so scary. The most important thing is that there is a government. There is a £7,500 one. When you applied for the grant, it passed you, but instead you gave the original metaphor of 14, 15,000, so you can get a Coke at half the price without paying for it. Oh, it's scary and it's what energy course is it? I know if I cooperate again, I will bury it. Hey, what about panel? In fact, this is because the energy build originally used at home is gas running. It can be flat, flat, or flat. Yijia is like Yijia. This environment is really like this global warming. How about you solar? When installing the panel, you may not pay the electricity bill or the gas bill. Even if you do, it should be minimum, which is much better. So this is only for those who are worried about the long-term plan, but it is actually a good choice. All right, let's talk to the homeowner to confirm if they want to use this heat pump for their house installation. That's it for today. If you have questions about this video, feel free to ask. We'll update you if they choose the heat pump. Share any issues or questions about this energy trend in the comments, or if you're interested, leave a comment to discuss. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye. We have extensive experience in property development and renovation in London, UK. Our team offers comprehensive services, including property purchase, inspection, design, planning applications, government communication, project execution, and follow-up. We serve Greater London and nearby areas. For more information, email or visit us. Regarding the new energy trends, if you're interested, feel free to leave a comment so we can all discuss together. All right, that's it for today. Thank you, Sharon, and thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. We have many years of experience in property development and renovation in London, UK. Our team is highly experienced, and we can provide comprehensive property development services, including property purchase, transaction inspection, architectural design, planning permission applications, communication with government departments, actual project execution, and progress follow-up, among others. Our services cover Greater London and nearby areas. If you're interested in learning more about our services, you can email us, and you can also visit our website to check out the projects we've completed.